and welcome to this week's Neumann Update. I'm Alexis Lomax. Roger Stone, a longtime showman, political strategist, and friend of President Trump, was sentenced to 40 months in prison on Thursday. Stone was convicted last fall of lying to Congress and threatening a witness in regards to his efforts for President Trump's 2016 campaign. Stone was also given 2 years probation in order to pay a $20,000 fine. During the hearing, Judge Amy Beckerman Jackson threw down a verbal gauntlet on Stone, saying, "At his core, Mr. Stone is an insecure person who craves and recklessly pursues attention. Nothing about this case was a joke. It wasn't funny." As Stone's sentencing played out, President Trump took to Twitter questioning the fairness of the entire process. While speaking at a prisoner re-entry event at the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Headquarters, President Trump spoke on behalf of Mr. Stone.
Roger has a very good chance of exoneration, in my opinion. He's a smart guy. He's a little different, but those are sometimes the most interesting. But he's a good person. His family is fantastic.
Federal prosecutors originally asked for the judge to sentence 7 to 9 years, but Attorney General William Barr and other top Justice Department officials later reduced the recommended sentence, prompting all 4 federal prosecutors on the case to withdraw. Stone will not be detained immediately. He is still challenging his conviction by claiming juror misconduct, and Jackson is separately still considering his request for a new trial. As of Thursday, President Donald Trump said he won't act to grant clemency to his friend and former associate Roger Stone as of right now, saying he wants the process to play out before making a decision. In election news, the Nevada Caucus will take place tomorrow, and people are still on their toes that there won't be a reoccurrence of what happened in Iowa. Relieving some of the tension, Democrats announced that they won't be releasing same-day results from Saturday's Democratic caucus. Election officials raised concerns with same-day results because they aren't official and that they take weeks to be certified. For Saturday's caucus, the Democratic National Committee has altered the plans, no longer using an app to report the votes. Instead, the Nevada precincts will be using party-owned iPads with Google Forms to send out the votes. The data entered in these Google Forms will be encrypted, and a hotline will be set up for support. In addition to the use of iPads, the party held 4 days of early voting for the first time as a way to divide the number of people voting on Saturday. But integrating these votes into Saturday's votes could still cause some problems. Democratic National Committee Chair Tom Perez stated that he values accuracy over quickness.
This weekend is going to be glorious. 52 degrees on Saturday, lots of sun with a milder west-southwest wind, giving us a little bit of breeze ranging from 10 to 20 miles per hour. As we get into Sunday, this trend continues with temperatures 10 degrees above average for this time of the year at just 56 degrees. Some much-needed sun both days before those clouds and rain come rolling in next week. Monday starts us off with some morning sun right before that rain moves in by the evening with a high of 57 degrees. Tuesday will follow with some periods of rain throughout the day with the temperature at 54 degrees. Wednesday, have those umbrellas handy when heading home from work or class, for we are expecting soaking rains in the evening and a high of 53 degrees. With the warmer days ahead for the weekend, here's a brighter note in the forecast. That is, daylight saving times begins in 16 days, just a little over 2 weeks, and in just 27 days, spring officially arrives. That's all for this week's forecast. Enjoy the weekend sun.
Hello, I'm Shanice Boyd here with your campus news. Earlier in the week, there was a soul food and black culture painting session in honor of Black History Month, hosted by the Knight's Programming Board. The career fair was also this week. Hopefully you took advantage of the different companies that were here and secured an internship. If you are here around campus this weekend, there will be a bowling party trip to McDade Bowl. Make sure you purchase the $5 ticket that includes food, bowling, and shoes. Fast forwarding to next week, there will be a diversity and literature book drive on February 28th. Book donations are accepted. You can drop your books off in the Bachman Main Building, room 43 on the ground floor. I'm Shanice Boyd, and that was your campus news.
Dishes are best served hot, and I have the hottest news for you this week. If you're a Whitney Houston fan, here's your chance to see her on stage again. An Evening with Whitney, the Whitney Houston Hologram Tour, kicks off next Tuesday in Sheffield, England. Houston's estate authorized Base Hologram to produce the show. An image of Houston will be projected center stage, and recordings have been compiled to make it seem like the music legend is performing live. The show will feature a set list of the singer's hits along with a live band, backup singers, and dancers. It's something the singer's former manager said Houston had envisioned before she died in February 2012. No North American dates have been announced yet, but performances could be scheduled later this year. Barbie is paying tribute to important women in history. Mattel has released the latest line in its Barbie's Inspiring Women series. Jazz singer Ella Fitzgerald, tennis legend Billie Jean King, and founder of modern nursing Florence Nightingale. All 3 dolls are posable and come with specifically themed accessories, a doll stand, and a certificate of authenticity. In a press release, Mattel called the women incredible heroines of their time who took risks, changed rules, and paved their way for generations of girls. They cost $29.99, and you can find them at Target, Walmart, Amazon, and Barbie.com. Hello from the other side of a 5-year album hiatus. Adele fans finally heard the words they've been waiting for. Expect my album in September. Last weekend, while she was celebrating a friend's wedding, the British singer-songwriter with a powerhouse voice made the big announcement. After officiating the wedding, Adele took to the stage, which was maybe the best wedding gift ever, and put the rumors to rest about a 2020 album which have been circulating for a few months now. Adele hasn't commented on the postnuptial announcement, but it's music to fans' ears. That's all the news I have for this week. I'm Daquan Ray, and have a great weekend.
1 in 3 adults has pre-diabetes. That means it could be you. Your barber. Your barber's barber.
Nice work. Thanks.
With early diagnosis, pre-diabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Meet the scan, a simple procedure whose mission is to detect lung cancer early.
I'm here to save you!
But I feel fine.
That's great, but you may still be at high risk for lung cancer.
Oh man, that's a new fence.
If you smoke, early detection could save your life. Learn more at savedbythescan.org.
The Philadelphia Flyers appear to be hitting their stride following a humongous overtime victory last night against Columbus. The team accumulated 4 points this week against the Blue Jackets and now ranked 3rd place in the Metropolitan Division. Right winger Kevin Hayes scored the game-winning goal last night. After the game, he remarked, "If you're not going to play the right way, you're not going to play in April." And by the results of their last few games, the Flyers just seem to be on the right track towards the postseason. We will see if they will continue to add fuel to their flame as they battle the Winnipeg Jets tomorrow on home ice at 1 p.m. As the Phillies prepare for their first preseason game this Saturday against the Detroit Tigers, the team held their first workout with the full squad on Monday. With attention slowly starting to focus on the team's key players, the club is optimistic for improvement this season after finishing with an even record of 81 wins and 81 losses last year. Nick Pivetta will lead the charge on the mound tomorrow, followed by Aaron Nola on Sunday and Vince Velasquez on Monday. The 76ers fought hard to retract a 20-point deficit to beat the Brooklyn Nets in overtime, 112-104 last night at the Wells Fargo Center. Joel Embiid and Alec Burks came up huge down the stretch in the 4th quarter to lock in the victory. This is the Sixers' 4th consecutive win. They look to extend this streak when they take on the Milwaukee Bucks this Saturday at 8:30 p.m. Taking it back to home field here at Neumann University, many of our teams are preparing for their postseason face-off. The men's ice hockey team clinched a spot in the United Collegiate Hockey Conference playoffs this past Saturday afternoon, taking down King's College by a score of 6-1. The Knights host their final regular season game tonight at 7 o'clock p.m. against Manhattanville College. The women's ice hockey team fell to Manhattanville this past Saturday by a score of 3-1. The Knights will look for 2 much-needed wins this weekend to clinch the 2nd seed in the United Collegiate Hockey Conference South, beginning with their match against Chatham University tonight at 4 o'clock p.m. on home ice. They will wrap up their regular season tomorrow with Senior Day versus Lebanon Valley College at 2 o'clock p.m. The men's and women's basketball teams both wrapped up their season this past Wednesday evening. After the teams traded the lead 5 times over the first half of the second, the men's basketball team fell short against Marywood University, 69-71. The Knights end their season with a record of 2-10 in the Atlantic East Division. The women, in turn, had a different outcome against Marywood and pulled away with a 67-61 win in their regular season finale. The Knights will make a run for some postseason action on Monday. Their opponent still yet to be determined. The Neumann University men's volleyball team were defeated in a non-conference matchup against Widener University on Wednesday, 3-0. The Knights head to King's College on Saturday for a tri-match and will face the host at 2 o'clock p.m., followed by New Jersey City at 4 o'clock p.m. The men's lacrosse team started off their 2020 season strong as they racked up their second consecutive win on Wednesday afternoon against Rosemont College with a final score of 25-5. The men will look to continue this early season momentum tomorrow as they head to Drew University. The non-conference battle is scheduled for 1 p.m. That's all I have for this week's sports update.
As we complete the 6th week of classes and spring break is right around the corner, we could all probably use some positive stories to keep us motivated. Sometimes all it takes is just one small selfless act to make someone's day. That's why one group wants to get you inspired and make kindness the norm in your everyday life. February 16th to the 22nd is considered Random Acts of Kindness Week, according to randomactsofkindness.org. According to research, being kind is a win-win for all, boosting the health and happiness. Research shows feel-good chemicals flood our systems when we do something generous that translates into sort of a helper's high, you could say. For example, volunteering has been shown to reduce stress and pain and depression, and studies suggest engaging in giving activities can also reduce the risk for cognitive impairment and help us live longer. Giving donations to others has been shown to reduce blood pressure and improve heart health. In fact, the benefits were as large as those from healthy diet and exercise. So go ahead and do kindness your way. Inspire and empower people around you. It's a small world after all. Just ask a New Jersey nurse who was reunited with an old patient while treating his son. This photo is of David Caldwell, his newborn son Zane, and Lisa McGowan. McGowan is a nurse with the neonatal intensive care unit at the Children's Hospital St. Peter's University Hospital. She's been taking care of Zane since he was admitted to the NICU, but she also took care of Zane's father when he was a newborn more than 3 decades ago. Caldwell and his fiancée showed her a picture as proof. The couple then took a picture of McGowan coddling Zane, recreating the old image. Bringing things more local, a nonprofit called Lyra Society is offering free harp lessons to Philadelphia elementary school students. The nonprofit was founded 15 years ago, and its mission is to introduce the harp to underserved students and educate them through music. The principal harpist of the Philadelphia Orchestra, Elizabeth Hainan, is their founding artistic director, and she believes that the harp is not an exclusive instrument, but an inclusive instrument, and one that can be available to as many of the students who really want to try it. All the students are absolutely loving the opportunity to learn the harp, and the school orchestra teacher, Chelsea Steinberg, said that there has been a growth in the students' academics since they began their harp lessons. The school is seeing an increase in their math and ELA scores, as well as their overall confidence and well-being. That is everything for this week's On a Positive Note. I'm Amanda Curls. Have a great weekend and stay positive.
Thanks, Amanda, for continuing to shed light on those wonderful stories. That's all for this week's Neumann Update. I'm Alexis Lomax.